We've got our resident bookworm slash critic. I don't know which one you prefer, critic or bookworm.
Bookworm.
Audrey Chirenje. Good morning, Audrey. How are you?
Good morning, Tich. How are you?
I'm fine. How's you? I mean, we're only like day 2 and day 3. Do we count Sunday when we talk about the week?
No, we don't.
So day 2. We're only day 2.
It's a bit nippy out there.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It's cold, especially in these early parts of the morning. But hopefully our discussion over the next couple of minutes about this particular book will maybe warm up at least our brains. I don't know if it's going to warm us up. But today we're reviewing the book From Truth to Legacy, Fundamental Leadership Insights by Daniel S. Matema and Maide Mangori. Just a cursory glance, never judge a book by its cover, but From Truth to Legacy, it sounds very deep and serious. What is this book about?
Yeah, like you rightly say, this book, it's 220 pages of deep, serious stuff. But it's such a subject which is so relevant for our generation, for a time such as this. So even when you look at the background of the authors, Maide is a professor, he's a director of an organization, and then Daniel is a pastor based in Botswana, and he's
both Zimbabwean?
Yes, both Zimbabwean, and they all have multiple books. I think for Daniel, this is his 6th book.
And so he's prolific with the writing.
Very, very. And even just looking at it, it's so rich. You can tell that these are educated people, because Daniel's like auto body engineer, he says. So you can even tell by the book, it's got so much research, there's so many tables, so many,
It's very practical, is it?
Very practical indeed.
So I'm just looking at some of the contents here. It talks about truth building and development, impact and legacy building, individual building. So this is sort of like a instruction manual on leadership. I suck at leadership, so maybe I should be reading this.
So why I say it is such a relevant topic for such a time. You know how everyone talks about leadership. Tich, you're actually a leader in your own house, right?
Yep.
Everyone's a leader.
That's debatable, but...
And then even there also has a chapter, there's also a chapter on team building. So all these things, they sort of intertwine. So even in reading, there are nuances on... Like truth, you were mentioning about truth. I'm always laughing. Someone at church says, there's the truth according to you, Tich. Yep. Then there's the truth according to me. This is something that would have happened. Then there's the truth according to God, as in what exactly actually happened.
The reality of what happened,
Exactly, the reality. So even that word reality is thrown around in the book. So you find that they quote a lot of philosophers, like your Plato, your Aristotle, and all these, philosophers that we always love to quote. So I would say this book is a book for fundis, written by fundis, but then even me, the layman on the street, can actually understand and then begin to apply whatever they're telling us in that book.
Because I'm just looking at one of the chapters here, and it's asking about what is truth and why it is important in leadership. And it says, like what you're saying, from a layman's perspective, truth is conviction of the rightness of concepts, models, frameworks, principles, belief systems, situations, or things deeply believed in and firmly held. So just maybe that's why we're saying from truth to legacy, because saying that, so if you're not honest, you can't be a leader based on the theories that are being put forward in this book.
100%. You know how we always talk about legacy. A legacy, you're leaving something behind. And legacy is something bigger than yourself. And even vision, it's something that you actually see in your mind first. So this is all about leadership. A leader is, you've got a concept, you've got a vision in your mind, you see it first, and then you try and model it out, So it needs someone who's principled, someone who's got morals, someone who's got, just that guts to see through whatever you'd have started. So that's why I was saying this book is relevant for your household, for your church, for your corporates, for a nation. Anyone who seeks to, build something, a legacy beyond something that is bigger than yourself.
So it's not just for auto body engineers and pastors. We can find, because I think I like, even just looking at the title, maybe you guys can have a look there, especially about a practical guide to truth search. So the truth is very key to building a legacy and leadership. individual, team, and legacy building development. So would this qualify as a self-help book, do you think?
It's a self-help book, but I would actually say this book would also qualify as a textbook. I know even for people who are doing, whether it's your history, your theology, your sociology, I think this book would actually qualify as a textbook.
So it could be like, you know, if you're doing maybe an organizational behavior or some kind of leadership course, it could be something that you might dabble into in terms of what you'll be able to pick away from this. I mean, I haven't gone through it. What are some of the key takeaways that you've managed to sort of extract? I mean, for some of us who, you say what, 220 pages or so?
Yes, 220
So some
pages,
of us
including
who don't like
tables
textbooks.
and yeah. So there's truth creation, adoption and adaptation, truth socialization and mobilization, truth implementation and evaluation, and then truth feedback and reinforcement. So like what we're saying, you've got a vision, you put it out there, you implement it, you need to also go back and evaluate. Is it going the way it's supposed to be? On your takeouts, is there any way we can improve? And then you fine tune it, and then you put it again out there. And then I loved one point which says, naive positivism of science. You see, that word is even...
That's very textbooky.
Yes, that's... And then also today's victory, tomorrow's reference point. So like, I know with Marisa, we're always talking about why we need to celebrate those small little wins.
Yeah, the W's, the
Yes.
small W's. It doesn't have to be a capital one. It can be a small letter W, but it's a W in other way.
Yes, and it becomes your reference tomorrow. If you've done something small, you can always do something big. And then one quote from the book says, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago.
That's deep.
Very.
Yeah.
Very profound. So, I mean, I think it's just the essence of this whole book, leadership, legacy.
So, yeah, I mean, just pulling from that quote about someone sitting in the shade because somebody planted a tree long ago, I guess it shows that, you know, there has to be an investment in terms of becoming a leader in whatever sphere, whether it's with your family, with your church. So, I mean, it is relevant. Yeah. Am I the leader in Morning Rush? I don't know.
Even, I was telling you how I heard you on Star FM
Yeah.
talking about sports. So even in that sports domain,
Yeah.
you're doing it. You know, you're leaving a
Oh,
legacy.
yes.
In television.
Truth to legacy, yes.
You're leaving a legacy. So I think it applies wherever you are, whether you're behind the camera, that's a legacy that you're leaving behind the camera there.
All right, absolutely fantastic. And maybe just want to go into the authors as well, because somebody might be thinking about, all right, I like the concepts that are being discussed, especially from truth to legacy. And obviously there's so many different lessons we can extract from this. But, you know, you said, I think, Daniel
Yes.
Matema and Made Mangori. What gives them the credibility to tell us this?
Okay.
Like, what's their background? What's their history? I know you've already said Daniel has written, I think, five books prior to this. I mean, okay, so he's a prolific writer, but in terms of the theme carried out in this particular publication.
So they've obviously worked, Daniel has worked in the corporate world.
Yeah.
So you find that that's where you get some of the experience that
So there's real life experiences shared, it's not just
life.
tables and...
No,
yeah.
it's real life. He's also a pastor, and he even talks about, you know, lessons to the church, the do's and the don'ts, you know. And then with My Day, he's a professor, so he's a fundi, like I was saying. He's done his 10,000 hours. He's worked in the corporate space, in the research domain. So I think from the authors, they come with such a rich background, and they're Zimbabweans, though they're doing other things in other countries.
Just like Zimbabweans love to do.
Yeah, but we're so proud of them, and I would actually urge anyone to just get a copy of this. The book is found at Blackstone Bookshop in Mount Pleasant. It's online on Amazon, and then it's also available online on textbook.co.bw. That's in Botswana.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And in terms of social media handles, if we want to get in touch with the authors, maybe we've read something and it's really connected with us, you know, how do we are they available online? Maybe
The-
they
the-
could be given us daily motivations. Or something.
Yes, there's actually a website, and then Daniel is also on Facebook. My Day is on LinkedIn. You know, like I was saying, those fundis, you find them on LinkedIn for the serious
God, I mean,
people.
if I had written 6 books, I would be on LinkedIn too.
And the price of the book is $25. I know with Marisa, we're always saying chete chete. I'm also saying 25 chete chete because, like you say, this is 220 pages
Of knowledge.
of knowledge, of wisdom, of questionnaires, of tables, and there's even at the back there's a mentorship section whereby there are questions and then you fill it in. So this will self-help like you're talking about.
So it's very practical and engaging in that way. You know, it's not just, you just absorbing, but I'm getting the impression that it forces you to do a bit of introspection and interaction with the book itself.
100% self-interaction, self-introspection. And when you leave the book, you actually become wiser. When I finished that book, I was like, I think I'm a bit wiser now.
All right, you do sound wise. But anyway, just before I let you go, maybe just one final word to our viewers in terms of maybe why they should be getting their hands on this from truth to legacy.
Okay, so like we always say, a wise man will leave an inheritance for his children's children. So it's not even about your own children, it's about the other children that are going to come. It's the generations that are going to come. If it's a corporate, it's all about the employees, the stakeholders. So it's a book which is beyond yourself. You're doing it for other people. So everyone must get this book.
Konapo Konapo, Ipapo Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.